Welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about bulk packages in network marketing. This is part 3 in the network marketing series we're doing here on this show. Part 1, I talked about the definitions and the narratives within the network marketing profession and how we need to expand and broaden those to be more inclusive so that we stay relevant within the current marketplace. Part 2, I talked about strategies, well, things that we've historically called strategies in network marketing, but they're not really strategies. And so part 3, we're going to talk about bulk packages. Now, if you haven't listened to part 1 and part 2, I encourage you to go back and listen to those so that you have more context for today's conversation. Also, for today with bulk packages, I'm going to speak specifically to product-based companies. I don't have a lot of experience or knowledge on service-based companies. I've never participated in a service-based company, so we're not going to talk about that. Bulk packages really only involve product-based companies anyways, because that's exactly what they are, right? They're bulk packages of products. That generally, okay, so what are bulk packages? It's bulk orders of products, whether it's, multiples of a single product or the entire catalog of a company, but it's these higher ticket packages, $500, $1,000. Some companies have packages that are up to $5,000. And we can think about these bulk packages in two ways. The first way is as product investments that fuel the business. Makes sense, right? And I'll expand on that. The second way we can think about it is high sales volume packages that fuel the compensation plans, right? All right, so let's really just get right into it. The first way of thinking about bulk packages as product investments to fuel your business makes absolute sense. Any business owner knows you have to have product if you want to have a business, right? The saying that we have in the profession is that you wouldn't open up a storefront and not have product on the shelves, right? So, the same thing in network marketing. You wouldn't start a network marketing business without having product on hand, right? These bulk packages allow you to, number one, use the product yourself so that you have your own product experience and then share your story with those products. And then you can go on to sample and give products away so that you can then turn around and sell the products, right? For retail, for wholesale, enrolling new customers, whatever you want to do. The second thing about this way of looking at bulk packages is that it puts skin in the game, right? Anytime there's a higher financial investment, again, $500, $1,000 and beyond, that increases the level of commitment to the business. It is speaking in generalities. I do have individuals that have gotten started on my team in the past who have started on smaller packages. I'm not excluding them, but looking at it, generally speaking, the distributors that make the higher investments financially are the ones that are going to be more committed to following through, not only to make their investment back, but then to go on and make a profit, right? So it makes perfect sense, right? Having product on hand in your own stock so that you have an actual business, and then having that skin in the game. Now, the second way of thinking about bulk packages as packages that have higher sales volume that then therefore fuel the compensation plan. It can be a little problematic, right? Especially how we've used that particular principle. What I've seen in my experience, and I've done this myself, mind you. I'm not just here pointing fingers at how other people are doing business. This is just how we've done business, historically in the profession, because it's been the only way we've been able to, given the constraints of the compensation plans. We've used these packages to boost volume in the compensation plan so that it generates more commissions, right? It becomes problematic though when all the stuff in the first part of bulk packages as being product stock and business investment and having skin in the game, when those principles are used as selling points for the prospect and convincing them that you have to do this in order to do business, right? This is the selling point. This is what it means to be a business builder in network marketing on my team. You have to get started on this bigger package because X, Y, and Z. And then once they get started, we don't actually teach them or show them how to use the products, right? And how to then share their own product story, how to go off and retail and sell the products and enroll customers. Because how compensation plans have historically been structured, the focus of network marketing has been on enrolling new business builders because that's where the money is at, right? And of course, if that's where the money's at, we're going to we're going to naturally evolve to enrolling people on the higher packages because it has a higher volume and then therefore generates more commission. Problematic, right? Problematic because then recruiting becomes the central way of generating income, right? Well, and the question then arises, well, how else are you going to generate volume, all right, for network marketing? If you're not generating volume, then you're not generating commissions within network marketing, which, yeah, it makes absolute sense. My answer to that is this. First, you can always retail, right? There's no rule that says you can't just go out and retail the products at a markup from what you paid for it. I mean, we do, as distributors, we do purchase these products at wholesale, and in principle, we can go out and sell it for retail. And actually, I have a lot of my organization, a lot of people in my organization that do just that. There's certain markets and certain sectors of the population that will not give you their credit card or that will not give you their debit card, and they don't want to put that on the internet. And so cash and carry business is definitely an option. And a lot of people do that very well on my team. And so I'm not going to tell them that that's not how to do business. If they're seeing success in that and they're happy with that level of business, that's perfect, right? That's perfect. Again, historically in network marketing, we've been very kind of narrow with what we're calling success. I'm not going to dictate that for anybody. If your thing is buying at wholesale and selling for retail and you're happy with it, you're making money, and that's success for you at that level of business, then kudos to you. I applaud you. Keep doing it. Of course, you won't necessarily unlock the higher levels of the compensation plan, but who cares, right? If you're happy, you're happy. That's what matters. The other thing, the other argument that I would have against that question, well, if there's no volume being generated, then there's no, how does anybody make money in the compensation plan? Well, if the primary utility for these bulk packages is sales volume attached to them, then that's a real issue. That's a real issue because the products themselves, the bulk packages themselves, sorry, let me backtrack. If you're saying that you need to sell these bulk packages and enroll new distributors on these bulk packages to generate volume, the purpose and the utility of these bulk packages is solely for the volume that they create, then what purpose do the bulk packages have outside of the volume, right? Are we really teaching the distributor field that they have value beyond just the volume, or are we just pushing, closing people on these bigger packages so that we can generate more volume in the compensation plan, right? Problematic, as you can see, because then activity is driven by recruiting and recruiting only. And I'm going to talk about that in a future episode in this series. But yeah, it really kind of diminishes the value of these bulk packages as just vessels for volume, as opposed to the value within the products themselves. Right? Buy a lot of products because you see value in the products for yourself, and therefore you want to share these products, and you feel like you can add value to people's lives by selling them these products, not just to generate volume for the compensation plan. And generally, this is how we've pushed it. This is how we've pushed these bulk packages. It really is an enrollment and a recruiting tool, as opposed to the sheer pure value of the products themselves. No wonder regulators hate network marketing, right? All right. Now, obviously, compensation plans have evolved. Hopefully, if you're watching this, your company has adapted and updated their compensation plan to include customer sales and customer enrollment within that compensation plan, within that bonus structure. Because if it doesn't, then yeah, it's still going to always be recruitment based, right? And one of the things that really has burned people in the past, and I've seen this happen before, even in my team, And in our company, again, all because we've been working within the constraints and the parameters of the compensation plan, but because of the aggressiveness of how sometimes we push these bulk packages, I've seen people be put at financial risk because this was the only way that they were told that they can sign up on these businesses. I've even heard, and this is one that's really I've had big problem with in my entire career. I've even heard people say that, you know what, I will only work with people that get started on this $1,000 or $2,000 package. It's kind of dirty. It's kind of dirty to in my opinion, in my experience, right? And like what happens is, and I'm going to talk about sales presentation and sales language in the next episode. But what I've seen happen is we sell people on this dream of financial freedom and independence, and we tell them that the only way to get there is to get started on these bulk packages without then helping them understand the value of these products, and then how to actually teaching them the skill to actually move and sell the products. Right? We get so intent on closing these bigger packages because, again, historically, that's what the compensation plans have rewarded, that it's become very, very problematic. Now, has it worked out for some? Yeah, absolutely. It generally works out for the top 3, maybe 2%. But the rest of the 97% of the people that get started on these bulk packages are burned and never enroll a single person, right? Right? So we have to really be more cognizant of how we're using these bulk packages. And for me, like, it's really an ethics question, and it's really an integrity question, right? I'm not going to close anybody on a bulk package if they don't think they can do it. And if they're not really, if they don't see themselves committed to being able to commit to doing what they need to do to build the business. And if I do, then I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that I give them the skills or teach them the skills of how to do everything top to bottom, retail the product, how to enroll and create new customers, right? How to customer acquisition, all the stuff that it takes to build a business, right? In network marketing, use the product themselves and how to share that story, all those things. I'm going to make sure I walk with somebody that made this huge financial investment. I'm going to walk hand in hand with them until they can walk on their own. So that way they're not burned by the fact that they just spent $5,000 on a bulk package, right? In this economy, we got to do better. Sorry, clearing my throat. We have to do better. People are really hurting right now. People are being squeezed by the economy. I'm speaking especially here in the U.S. People are being squeezed in the economy with inflation and everything else that's going on. The increasing gap between wages and cost of living, and I want to make sure that the network marketing profession doesn't just prey on people that are looking for an answer without giving them a real solution, right? Like we have become very predatory, or we can become very predatory. I've seen very predatory behavior in the past in network marketing, and I see it. I still see it today. And so to really remedy that, we have to have this open conversation about how we've been using these bulk packages, right? Let's not get people started on these bulk packages just because it means more volume for the compensation plan. Let's give these bulk packages more utility and more value outside of the volume that's attached to them, right? All right. So that's really my point for this episode. In the next episode, as I said, I'm going to talk about presentations and selling points and how that all goes wrong. And then the final episode is in the series, I'm going to talk about recruiting and why that's a big issue. Why that's a big issue in network marketing. So that's it. If you have any questions about today's episode, reach out to me. You can connect with me on the socials. It's at The Ronnie Cruz, sorry, I almost forgot, at The Ronnie Cruz on Instagram. Of course, it's the Redefine podcast on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just message me directly or leave comments in the comments section. On Facebook, I'm Ronnie Cruz 11. So reach out to me. Let's get the conversation going. Again, I am on a mission to get this movement going, to again broaden and update the conversation and the narrative and the definitions within network marketing, so that we can be more inclusive, so that we can do business with ethics and integrity, because there are a lot of people out there that need what we have, and so we have to make sure we're not only taking care of ourselves, but we're taking care of them too. So that's my message for today. Tune in next time for a fresh new episode. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.